Yusra sits at her desk, tapping her pencil against her notebook as she stares at the clock. 5 minutes until the dismissal bell. 5 minutes until she might see Mr. Malik again. The thought sends an uncomfortable mixture of excitement and dread through her stomach. At 17, Yusra knows she should be focusing on her college applications, not on the way Mr. Malik's eyes crinkle when he smiles at her. But she can't help it. Ever since 9th grade, she's had this tendency to develop intense crushes on her male teachers. First, it was Mr. Collins, her English literature teacher with his passionate lectures about Shakespeare. Then Mr. Patel, the chemistry teacher who always wore colorful bow ties. Last year, it was Mr. Garcia, who made history come alive with his dramatic storytelling. And now, in 11th grade, it's Mr. Malik, the young school psychologist who just started teaching this year. The dismissal bell rings, jolting Yusra from her thoughts. Students around her scramble to pack their bags. Yusra moves more slowly, her heart beating faster as she waits. Just as she predicts, Mr. Malik appears in the doorway a few minutes later, smiling at the departing students. "Bye," he says to each of them, barely making eye contact. But when he spots Yusra, his smile widens. "Bye, Yusra. Get home safely today." Her friend Nadia rolls her eyes as they leave. "I still don't get what you see in him," she whispers. "He's not that old," Yusra defends, though at 22, Mr. Malik is only 4 years her senior. "And he's nice. He's creepy," Nadia says flatly, "the way he always singles you out." Yusra doesn't respond. She can't explain how it feels to be noticed, to be special to someone, even if she knows deep down that there's something not right about his attention. The psychology department is small, just Mr. Malik and a part-time counselor. This means that when Yusra goes to the faculty room to turn in her career assessment form, she finds herself alone with him. "Yusra," he says, looking up from his desk. "Come in." She steps inside, clutching the form to her chest. "I just wanted to drop this off." "Close the door," he says casually. "These forms are confidential." Yusra hesitates, then pushes the door closed. The soft click sounds unnaturally loud. Mr. Malik walks around his desk, leaning against it as he takes the form. "You look nice today," he comments, his eyes moving from her face to her outfit. "That color suits you." Yusra feels her cheeks burn. "Thank you." He puts a hand on her shoulder. "You seem tense. Everything okay at home?" Yusra knows she should step back, but she doesn't. "Everything's fine," she murmurs. "You know you can talk to me about anything, right?" His eyes are so intense. "I'm here for you." Later, walking home, Yusra replays the moment in her head. The hand on her shoulder, the concerned look, the way he seemed to really see her. But another voice reminds her that Mr. Malik is her teacher, that his behavior is inappropriate, and she knows it. "He's a creep," she whispers to herself, "and you're an idiot for liking it." But she does like it. She likes feeling special, even as she recognizes the danger. That night, feeling confused, Yusra posts a vague quote on her Instagram close friends story. "Sometimes the people who notice you the most are the ones you should be most wary of." Her phone buzzes with a notification. Mr. Malik has replied. "Check WhatsApp," is all it says. Yusra opens the messaging app. There are several messages from him, sent at intervals. "Hey, just saw your story. Are you okay? I'm worried about you. Yusra, please respond if you're able to. I'm here if you need to talk. Always." The time gaps hit her hard. He's been thinking about her, checking his phone, waiting for her response. No one has ever cared about her feelings with such persistence before. She types back, "I'm okay, just having a weird night." His response is immediate. "Want to talk about it?" They chat for almost an hour. He's understanding, never crossing any obvious lines, but the very fact that they're messaging at night is a line crossed. 2 weeks pass. Yusra finds more excuses to visit the psychology department. Each time there's a touch, a hand on her shoulder, fingers brushing as he passes her a book. Each time there's a compliment. Each time the door closes behind her. Nadia notices. "You're obsessed," she says bluntly, "and it's not healthy." "You don't understand," Yusra defends. "He really cares about me." "He's your teacher, Yusra. It's his job to care about you," Nadia sighs. "But not like this." The following Monday, Yusra stays late to help with career fair preparation.
If you are liking what you are hearing, please share it with someone who might desperately need it. Like and subscribe to Inner 2 for your own benefit.
The school is mostly empty by the time she finishes. Mr. Malik offers to help her carry materials back to his office. "You've been such a big help," he says. "I don't know what I'd do without my favorite student." In the faculty room, she sets the materials down. "I should get going." she says, suddenly aware of how quiet and isolated the room feels. Just a minute, Mr. Malik says, closing the door. I wanted to talk to you about something. Yusra stands frozen as he approaches. Her heart is racing, but not in the pleasant way it usually does around him. This is fear. You know, you're not like the other students, he says softly. He reaches out, taking her hands in his. You're special, Yusra. His grip tightens. Yusra tries to pull away, but he doesn't let go. Instead, he continues to advance in his actions. Mr. Malik, she manages, her voice shaking. I need to go home. But he's not listening. He's leaning in, his intentions clear. In a flash of clarity, Yusra sees the situation for what it is. Not romance, but predation. Fear turns to panic, and panic turns to action. Yusra screams, loud and sharp, yanking her hands free and pushing past him. She fumbles with the door handle and runs through the corridor, past the empty classrooms, down the stairs. Her footsteps echo louder than her screams. Nobody stops her. Nobody asks. It's as if the building itself is holding its breath, pretending nothing happened. Her chest is tight, lungs burning, but she doesn't stop until she's outside the school gate and a few streets away. Only then does she slow down, duck behind the neighborhood tuck shop, and crouch low, trying to catch her breath. Her hands are shaking. Her throat is dry, but no tears come. Not yet. The fear is still real, but something else sits heavier on her chest, confusion. Because yes, what he did was wrong. Disgusting, but a part of her is still struggling with what she felt before it all happened. The compliments, the long stares, the way he said her name like it meant something. She liked it, craved it, and now, she hates that she did. She opens her phone, clicks on her notes app, and writes 2 simple words. It's limerence, a term she had once stumbled upon during a late-night scroll on YouTube, watching videos about obsession and unreturned affection.
Have you ever
Limerence
felt like you're
isn't
losing
love,
your mind over
it's
someone?
addiction,
You're not
a loop.
alone.
It's
Today
a
we're
trick
gonna
the
dive
brain
into the
plays,
wild
turning
world
someone into a
of
fantasy,
limerence
an answer,
Have you ever
a
felt like you're
savior.
losing your
And every
mind
time
over
that person
someone?
gives you
You're not
attention,
alone.
it
Today
feels
we're
like
gonna
you're
dive
breathing
into
in
the
color.
wild world
And when they
of
don't,
limerence
it's like
and
suffocating in
relationship
gray.
OCD.
She realizes now that this isn't the first time she's been trapped in this pattern. In 9th grade, it was her English lit teacher. She thought he understood her better than anyone. In 10th, it was the chemistry teacher, with kind eyes and a sharp laugh. Then the history teacher, who always quoted Rumi and called her thoughtful. And now, the psychology teacher. Every time, it was someone older, someone unreachable, someone safe to obsess over from a distance. And now the memory of what happened in that room, the way he touched her hands, the way he leaned in, plays again in her head, over and over. She tries to replay it differently. Maybe he slipped, maybe he was emotional, maybe he didn't mean it, but she knows exactly what it was. And she also knows what's worse, the small, quiet part of her that still wants his attention, the part that whispers, maybe he actually cared. But that's limerence, that's the poison. It turns pain into longing. You don't want the person, you want the idea. You want them to rescue you from the emptiness they helped create. You keep returning to them like a moth to a flame, knowing you'll get burned, but hoping this time, the fire will be kind. She looks up from her phone, the world spinning a little. She's exhausted, emotionally bruised, but more than anything, she feels stupid. Because all this time, she thought she was in control, that this attention meant she mattered, that maybe she was special, but she was just vulnerable. And he saw it. The next day, she walks into school late. The hallway feels different, colder, quieter. When she passes by the psychology department, she notices the door to the faculty room is locked. That's strange. He always leaves it open during break. A younger teacher is sitting at a desk nearby, sipping tea. Excuse me, Yusra says, trying to sound casual. Sir, isn't here. The teacher looks up, confused. Who? She says his name. Oh, he's not teaching anymore. He left, like 2 months ago. Transfer, I think. Didn't the school inform the students? Yusra blinks. No, he was here yesterday. The teacher smiles politely. You must be mistaken. Yusra steps back slowly. The corridor stretches long behind her, empty, too quiet. Her head spins. She walks slowly toward her classroom, then stops in front of the door. She opens her WhatsApp again. No messages. She scrolls through old DMs. His name isn't there. Or maybe she deleted it. She can't remember anymore. Standing alone in the middle of the hallway, she whispers under her breath. But he just said goodbye to me yesterday. And no one answers.